Hello, welcome to another video. Today we've got 10 great value Pokemon cards for under £20. Before we get going, I'm Cal, this is CalsPokeMart. I do Pokemon markets and investing content, so if you like this kind of thing, please hit subscribe and follow for more. Recently, I did 10 great value Pokemon cards for under £10, so if you've not seen that video, go check that out. But today, we're doing under £20. We're moving it up a level. And when I'm picking these cards, I'm not just picking them on a whim. They've got to have the good fundamentals that'll help them stack up in the future as an investment. So things like they've come down from an all-time high price. They've got a big PSA 10 value because of a low gem mint 10 rate. They're about to go out of rotation, or they've got a certain like niche or whimsical like thing about them that'll make them desirable in the future. And the first one on the list is the Riolu from Scarlet and Violet base set. Now, this one ticks a lot of those boxes, a lot of those fundamentals that I just mentioned. One, it's a cutesy popular Pokemon, great start. Secondly, it's down from a high price of £23 just recently, now down at around 18, so we've got good value in that sense. But look at that PSA 10 price, over £500 in a PSA 10 with a gem rate of just 13% and a population of under 1,000. That is the kind of statistic that we want to see, that we know will hold up a Pokemon's card value in the future going forward. So these are the things we're looking for. It ticks all the boxes. And another tick on top of that is this set is no longer getting printed. So it's another bonus on top. Great pickup right now. So next up on the list is the Growlithe from Twilight Masquerade. Now, it's not had a huge price drop, but it was recently up at £20. Now we're at 16. So it's had percentage-wise, 20% price drop. That's quite healthy. PSA 10 price 144, not humongous, and the gem rate is just under 50% at 43%. But why I like this one is Twilight Masquerade is going out of rotation in April, and this is one half of a connecting artwork with the Perrin SIR. So it's got a link there as well. So if anyone wants to collect connecting arts, they need both of these cards. There's always that lore that someone's going to want this card because they're going to want it for that set as well. So, and the fact that Twilight Masquerade is going out of rotation in the near future as well makes it even more popular. And it's a Gen 1 Pokemon, even if it is a regional version of a Gen 1 Pokemon. Next up, this is one of my all-time favorites. I just love this card. I absolutely adore it. So it's the Magneton promo from the Surging Sparks Elite Trainer box. Let's look at the fundamentals. It's down from a bigger high point of £17, now down at 11. It's a Gen 1 Pokemon. It's a super popular artist. It's Shinji Konda. In terms of PSA 10 price, it's more than 10 times the raw price in a PSA 10, and it's only got a gem mint rate of 34%. Population is fairly high, but Surging Sparks is also going out of rotation in April. We're not going to see many more, if any, Surging Sparks ETBs hitting shelves. There's not going to be loads more of them getting ripped. This, for me, right now, at this price, close to £10, is a massive buy. You want a binder page full of these, absolutely. One point in the future, Shinji Konda will become really popular again. All his cards and all his artworks, they're going to spike. This will easily be at over a £20 promo. I've got no doubt about that. Great pickup. And for the next one, we're staying on the ETB promo front, and this time we've got the Eevee from Prismatic Evolutions. Lovely cutesy card. Eevee is just one of the all-time favourites. It's always going to do well, but again, it fits the fundamentals. It was recently up at around £18 and now down at £13. It's a great drop. Okay, the PSA 10 price isn't too high, but it's still a healthy 113. The gem rate is 37%, which isn't too high, but there's been so many of these submitted. There's 30,000 PSA 10s, but we're not talking about getting these graded. We're talking about holding the raw card as an investment. And at £13, again, like the Magneton, I see this being over a £20 promo one day, probably not in the near to future, just because of the fact it's an Eevee and it's from a super popular set. And what else is happening with Prismatic? Also going out of rotation, we've recently had a bunch more ETBs hit the market. That's probably going to be it for Prismatic. You might get the odd restock here and there when a pallet is dug out of storage somewhere, but there's no more printing of it coming. I'm sure of that. This Eevee promo, again, is a great long-term hold. And who features in the next one? Eevee again. You can't go wrong with an Eevee, can you? But again, I'm going to repeat myself. Look at the fundamentals. This was up £37, nearly £40, now dived down to under 20. We've had a reprint of the SPCs, which is what this comes in, and that's helped bring the price down. It could even trickle down a bit further, but I think even at this price as a long-term hold, it's going to do really, really well, because just on top of that, the PSA 10 price is very healthy, and it's got a low gem mint 10 rate of just 22%, which helps keep the PSA 10 price up, which then helps to keep the price of the raw card up. That's how these things work. So the card's great, the Pokemon in it is great, the PSA 10 price is great, the gem mint 10 rate is great, and the fact that it's come down in price is great. So all around, it's a great pickup. The fundamentals are all there. Next, we've got a legendary bird, the Articuno. Everyone loves this card, everyone loves this Pokemon. They're two things that you want going forward. You want Pokemon, you want to invest in Pokemon cards, like singles, of Pokemon that the general population love, because then you're always going to be able to find a buyer for it in the future. That's the whole point, isn't it? If you're investing, you want to be able to sell, you're always going to have a buyer for a really cool Articuno card. And then again, on the fundamentals, it was up at £22 recently. We've seen a dip down to 17. Now, Journey Together is not going out of rotation this year, it's the year after, so we could see more of these hit the market in the next year. If it gets around £15, absolute no-brainer pickup. Even at this price though, I think it's very, very solid. And again, on the PSA 10 price, very healthy PSA 10 price of £230, a gem mint 10 rate of 28%, really good as well. And again, it's a Gen 1 legendary. It's always going to do well in the future. I'd be happy to have a bunch of these in a binder, and you won't be sorry if you pick them up at this price. Next on the list, Ethan's Typhlosion from Destin Rivals. Fantastic looking card, Gen 2 starter Pokemon. I love the artwork on it. It's come down from £30, now down to just crept under 20. Good value in the price drop. Yes, we could get more Destin Rivals. We've just seen some more ETBs. So it's one that I'd keep an eye on at the moment. I'd be comfortable picking it up at the current price, but we could see this drift down a touch more while we get more Destined on the market. I don't see it going too much lower, but if you get it to around 15, then absolute no-brainer pickup. And again, backed up by a healthy £235 PSA 10 price and a gem mint rate of only 23%. Very good. Now next up, we've got the Tepig from White Flare. So we've got a starter Pokemon from a set that so far has been low printed, that has an illustration rare for every single Pokemon, which makes each illustration rare ridiculously hard to pull, which helps drive the value up. So we've seen that all these cards from earlier in the year, they've all risen. Tepig itself went up to 22, but has now come back down to around 17, 18 pounds. I think this is a great pickup. These illustration rares are so hard to pull, and that's reflected in the PSA 10 price, over £300, a gem mint rate of only 20%, and a population of 285. Now, yes, I know PSA is closed at the minute, and we may get more of these sent in for grading, but that low gem mint rate will keep the PSA 10 price high, which helps keep the value of the card high. And the fact that these cards are so scarce within these sets will also keep the price high, and it's a starter Pokemon. This is a great pickup. Right, the penultimate card in this list is a very current common card. It's the Oricorio EX from the Mega Charizard UPC. What I like about this chart is, yes, it came down from its initial high price, but that was obviously overinflated when it first came out. It's settled now for such a long time. We're talking, where's this, March now to nearly September, the same price, around £15 for a long time, which tells me this is a very safe bottom for this card. Are we going to get more of those Mega Charizard UPCs? I doubt it. I think what we've got out on the market is it. And with this card, it's a Shinji Konda artwork. Like I said, with the Magneton, eventually Shinji Konda will do another amazing artwork in the future that everyone wants of like a big Pokemon, and people will come back to his previous artworks, the Magneton, the Oricorio, and they'll want them in their collections as well, which will boost the price. We've seen things like this happen in the past before, and it'll certainly happen again in the future. The artwork on it is fantastic. If you've not seen this card in person, it looks incredible. But I just like the fact that the graph is completely flat. For me, that says the bottom's in, the only way to go from here is up. And the last card here in the under 20 bracket, which you may argue on the screen here, it actually says £20 and 48 pence, but most of the lowest sales recently, or most of the sales recently, there was a lot of them under £20. So I'm including it in here, and the fact that we might get more Phantasmal Flames in the future, the price could trickle down a little bit more. What I like about this one, PSA 10 price isn't amazingly high, it's over £100, which is okay. Huge population, gem mint rate is quite high still, so it doesn't fit the fundamentals of everything else I'm looking at, apart from the big flat graph, which is pretty much showed that the bottom is in. Why I like this one and why it's one that I'd be happy to pick up to hold for the future is the artwork in it. So it's a Gen 1 Pokemon, super popular one with Meowth, but that original red and blue gameplay buildings in the background, the PokeMart, the little house. If you're doing a National Dex collection and you want like one of every card in it, if you're an older person like me, you've been around in the hobby for since back in 1999, 2000, or you like the classic games, you're always going to want this card in that collection. This is such a fantastic throwback to the original games. I love that they've done this. It's going to appeal to that kind of generation of people who played those games and grew up on them. And there's always going to be a buyer for this card. So there's my top 10 cards for under £20 with those fundamentals behind them that give the reason behind why they are a good pickup at the minute. It's not just a wishy-washy. I've not just gone through and gone pick, 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 pick. I've given thought to this. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know if you agree with my picks in the comments below. And make sure you check out my video for my 10 picks under £10, which will be linked below. And if you want to see my 10 picks for under £50 and under £100 and over £100, then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.